Hey, this is just Ben on the front end, here to tell you to give the podcast a rating if you don't mind, and follow it or subscribe to it on whatever you're listening to this on. If you want to send us an email, we'll read it and maybe talk about it on the show. It's deadensigns@gmail.com, and we got a Twitter. Anyway, if you could do all that, please. That'd be really nice. Bye, enjoy the show.
Simon & Schuster AudioWorks presents Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Wow. If you got in a yesterday type situation, and you went to an alternate reality, but you found out that the only difference is the musical difference that you could capitalize on is that you're the only person that remembers any NWA songs. Would you take the opportunity to try and make some money?
So become like a white rapper? Is that what you're saying?
Would you try and be like, maybe I could get away with being like fuck the police, coming straight from the underground?
I would have to manufacture. I would have to manufacture like a background, right? I would have to like make up a bunch of like, I'm from the Cali and stuff like that, like some, and you just have to manufacture all that. But then there's like no one in your but there was multiple, of them in, and
well, the part of the question is, would you say it though?
Oh, would I say it?
Would you say it? If it was necessary in order for you to make the money.
Oh, okay. So it's like it has to be that. Okay, yeah. There's like
you can't half-ass it. You can't be like, I'm gonna try and work around it, because then at that point you're not in a yesterday situation. You're just doing covers of songs.
Yeah,
you need to be making the original music in this world.
I like the idea of you're like trying to not say it. So you're like, you're in the studio like recording it, and everyone's like, "There's something missing. There's something wrong with. There's like one bit of the song.
Something's just not working here.
You just have to twist it.
Something is missing. Something about the name Neighbors with Attitude isn't working for us.
Yeah, you're sweating.
Can you think of anything else, Max? Can you think of a different name? I'm sweating. No, you're sweating. You're the one in the hypothetical. Can you think of any other names? We don't think Neighbors is working in the title. Nobody's with that. That doesn't make any sense. There's got to be something with maybe like, I don't know, something just with a nicer ring to it,
Niagara.
That doesn't make any sense. Also, come on.
Night.
That's a K.
No, I would like.
You would get dropped,
like
bro. You would get dropped.
Well, and then I start like a far right group of some sort, like, because I didn't. I start Gamergate. That's another thing.
Why are you starting Gamergate?
I don't know.
You completely changed the hypothetical now.
I needed to.
Like the one thing you're not supposed to do.
To become a grifter, a far right grifter, I had to accelerate it. I had to start it earlier. So I do it in the 90s.
the one of the band the show improv bit. Going, my turn, let me jump in. The crown I keep in my belly. I'm the king of this land.
Yeah, exactly,
Changing the flow on me, man.
It's just like doing Ben's bit of trying to get me to say the N-word,
I wasn't trying to get you to say it.
Oh, well, I feel like you are now. You're making me feel bad for not saying it, which actually kind of makes you kind of bad, honestly.
If you were in the alternate Gamer Gateless dimension, would you start it?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. I don't think I would. I think I'd be like, I'm not going to sully this paradise.
No, I would do it and make so much money. I would make so much money.
I feel like the amount of money that you could make from it is not worth it. honestly, like as like a Gamergate specific grifter, I honestly don't think there's enough money to make it worthwhile.
I would.
I think the issue with being a Gamergate grifter is that you also have to be stupid. Like, you have to see the amount of, like, money you can make from something like that and be like, oh, this is good, but then not realize that you're actually making less than minimum wage.
Yeah, well, I would,
you know?
but the thing is that I would be the one pulling the strings in the background. I wouldn't be in the spotlight, you know? I would be...
The spotlight, is you think there's more money if you're not in the spotlight?
Yeah, of course.
In what way? In what way?
It's all about, you know, having contacts, you know, and you being
Contacts,
like the agent
how are you making
of
money?
These grifters, you know, you become
You're
like
gonna
an
be,
agent.
you're gonna make a grifter agency, bro.
Yeah,
You could do that now.
exactly.
You don't have to be in the Gamergate list I mentioned. You could just make the agency for grifters.
Yeah, I know.
Just start representing.
I just didn't have the
people who
idea
are
in this dimension,
stoking
so I had to
culture
do
wars.
it in that one, you know.
Yeah, you got a better foothold.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a gap in the market.
Yeah, nobody even thinks of it back then, you know. But that's what I
They
would
don't
do,
know.
you know. And I would, and I would just maybe I could just get actually with the NWA stuff, I could just get some other people and become their agent, you know.
You could just become the songwriter, but
Yeah,
I feel
exactly.
like that. I don't think that would work.
Yeah.
I feel
'Cause
like if you're writing Beatles style song, that would work. You could just like sell
Yeah.
the Beatles songs and then some and make money that way.
Yeah.
I don't think you could write like "Fuck the Police" and then try and sell it to like the people to make. You know,
Yeah.
I feel like it would be too disingenuous. I think.
Yeah. It would
I don't
be.
know. I don't know.
But you know. What would the name of the movie be called if it wasn't yesterday? What would it be called?
Straight into Compton.
Ah, okay.
Because of it, instead of coming straight out
Straight
of
out.
Compton.
Yeah,
you're
I'm
going
the
straight
one
into
invading
Compton.
that space.
You are,
right?
yeah. That would be, you know what? Maybe it'd be an interesting look into gentrification.
Yeah, it's
Right.
yeah.
Maybe that could work. Maybe
yeah.
we should write this. Maybe we should write this.
We should write this. Yes.
Yeah. Why not? Well, who? What do you mean?
Yeah.
Why? Why not us?
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. You know.
Hey, you were all for being the songwriter in the alternate universe a second ago. Now you have the opportunity to actually be the guy writing the story about a story you don't have the right to tell, and now you're not into it. Okay.
I just feel
All right,
like
buddy.
you know, I'm just I wouldn't have I don't have the background to write that stuff, you know. I wouldn't be able to write it genuinely, you know. Unless that would be part of it. Is that
I hear
the
what you're
fact that
saying.
I fail because
No.
I
hear what you're
don't
saying.
know anything.
It could
you
be
know?
part of it.
Yeah.
I think I'm hearing what you're saying, and I agree. We should both uproot our lives and move to Compton for research purposes. We should move into Compton.
Is Compton like gentrified already, or is it not?
I don't know. I don't live there. We have to go there and find
We
out.
have to go there and find out.
I don't know anything about fucking California. Are you kidding?
That's the thing, right? But it would be such a hassle. Is it worth it? You think this one script, is it worth it?
I think following your dreams is always worth it.
But it's
worth
your
it.
dream.
It's both of our dreams.
I didn't say I wanted to do it.
It's both of our dreams now.
Now
This is the newest Dead Ensigns project.
It's the.
I'm gonna hold on. I'm looking at Compton on Google Maps. Maps. Google Maps. That would be funny,
Google
wouldn't it? Google Maps.
Yeah.
I'm holding the little orange guy over Compton.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
drop him in.
Like
Let's
a
have look.
god. Like a
What do I
god. You're
see?
holding him above the Compton.
Nah, it's just kind of a neighborhood that I dropped him in.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, this is just kind of like a normal
dear viewers, tell
neighborhood.
us, is Compton gentrified or not? So we can then...
Viewers, the people who live in Compton, tell us: is your neighborhood gentrified?
Yeah.
Are
So
we
we have-
gonna be safe if we do research straight into Compton?
Why would you say that? Why would
Why?
we not be safe going to Compton, huh? I feel like you're there's something hidden.
Well, it's
within
like
that, right?
Oakland and stuff. The thing I do know is that they're supposed to have some gang activity, correct?
Mm.
and I'm
like the
scared...
Kazon in Star Trek Voyager.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Don't you remember Voyager? The Kazon.
You're walking down the street and you see a
know?
drive-by, and then you go, "Oh, it's just like Star Trek."
Oh my god. I think this is gonna be our first banned episode. This is gonna be our first unreleased episode.
You can basically, it's such a...
Whoa!
What?
Hold up. Sorry, I got very confused. I'm like clicking along. It's like images 2022, 2022, 2022. I get to a specific intersection.
Yeah.
2007.
Ooh,
What happened?
way back in time.
Why you couldn't? What happened here that you were like, oh, I can't take any pictures while I'm in this?
It's because
intersection.
This is the part. That's
I'm
how
curi-
you.
hold
That's
up,
how you
I'm
do it.
curious,
That's
actually.
You need to find the one where the picture is like in the 90s, so you can go back. That's how you do it through the Google Maps. Is you find the portal, because it will show you. It will tell you, like
Yeah.
the 90s.
Let's find out.
Picture from the 90s, and you can drive through that intersection and then
I gotta be honest.
jump out back in time.
It is a beautiful place, isn't it?
What?
California.
Google Maps?
California. Google Maps. Google Maps, California.
Yeah.
I can't seem to. Yeah, there's no more dates for that one, dude. I'm not allowed to see any more of that intersection.
Of that intersection.
This one there is one picture and it's of 2007 and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Can I find something? Can I see something in this image? Hidden palm trees.
Yeah.
Telephone pole. Somebody's got their garbage on the street. Brown bins. Maybe it's not a brown bin day in Compton. They're gonna get in trouble. All right, put that away.
Jesus Christ.
Thanks for listening to Dead Ensigns.
Yeah.
Thanks. This has been a good episode, I think.
This is number one Google Maps themed podcast where we just go on Google Maps and we describe what we see.
Click around.
Yeah, and click around.
Yeah. I get lost sometimes in what I'm clicking around on.
Yeah.
This is a Star Trek podcast. I'm Ben. This is Max.
This is me.
First of all, I gotta say, I owe a debt to past me for getting myself into the Beatles.
Yeah.
You know what? Today, I saw some friends. They were posting their Bandle results. They're like, I didn't get it. I didn't know what the song was. I needed to get to the clue to understand it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I wonder what it could be today. Click on it. 5. Very hard. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Lots of views. 1967. So I'm listening to it.
Ooh.
Listen to the first part. The drums are kind of normal. I'm like, I haven't got anything off of this. Get to the next part. The bass. I start to get a little something. I'm like, do I know this? Do I know this? Third part. The organ and harp or something.
Yeah.
Can't remember what it is now. Either way. Third part, listening to it. I'm like, I know this. I know this.
Yeah.
I know this, and you know what the fuck it was? It was Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. I wouldn't have got that like 4 months ago, but now,
exactly. And now
that shit's up here forever.
Did it have the tin 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 the intro for the song or what?
No, it's like the chorus. They always the chorus, so it's like the tin 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 tin.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Or whatever. I got it. I was so happy.
Yeah.
I was so happy. Now, you, dear listener, may be wondering, why is Ben talking about Bandle? Isn't there a new Star Trek Discovery episode? Correct. Here's the thing. It was very boring. And I was only paying attention for like half of it. What about you, Max?
Yeah, it was a very boring episode. And there is stuff. I forgot to do it because I was butchering a chicken, but I wanted to see if there was some errors in the upload for the move, like for the episode
on Amazon.
On Amazon, yeah, there was like
what? There
was like a really weird cut that like they were standing around the table, like where what is it called? The guy, the green guy,
Locke.
Locke was on the table, and the breen come in. they teleport in or whatever, and it like it kind of freezes. You know, they do like still where they just kind of stand there, and then it shot from the side, and then it cuts again to the same like view, you know, and I'm like, what the fuck happened, you know? And
bad cuts, man.
Like
They
as
don't
if
give
it
a
like
shit.
skipped. It was like really weird, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And like it's a very weird episode, and like
My biggest takeaway is that the thing they keep saying, the breen blood hunt or whatever, the Eriga.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like when you try and say Erica, but you have like a stuffed nose.
Mm-hmm.
You like have a cold and you're like, Erica.
He was
Erica, I need my medicine, Erica, please.
He was one of the writers was talking to his wife. He had a stuffy nose. He's like,
Erica. I don't know what this stupid blood bond pact thing is gonna be, Erica. I don't know what I need to call it, and this script needs to be in tomorrow, Erica. Erica. It needs to be in 20 minutes. Eric. That's it, Erica.
Mm-hmm.
Who gives a fuck? I could have called it a zipple. Nobody gives a fuck.
But
and
no, you can't
Erica.
call it a zipple because it can't be fun.
Yeah, that's
you know?
true.
And, you know,
that's true.
But although they could have probably, if they called it a zipple, then Burnham would have looked at them and be like, a zipple, and then look at the camera and like go like,
She would look because they couldn't be talking to Tilly about it. And Tilly would be like, they call it a zipple, and Burnham would be like, breen culture, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
But
and
as we need to learn from this episode, you gotta be woke. This episode has a big politically correct woke scolding moment in it. Do you remember?
Oh, I feel like I do.
When Captain Rayner, when First Officer Rayner is at the meeting because the breen are coming.
And
he's like,
they're all like that, though.
They're
something like that.
genociders. They love genocide. And then the Saru's girlfriend is like, we don't need to stoop to xenophobia here.
I remember that.
And then he's like, they're the xenophobes.
Yeah, I don't.
They want to kill us. Like,
it's such a you know what?
And then they're like, you need to leave now.
Yeah,
you're making all of us uncomfortable. You're making this workplace toxic.
Yeah, in general, the breen are like, I don't even fucking get it anymore. Like the breen, like when the ship, the destroyer, the breen destroyer, like
so hold up before we talk about the breen. Maybe I should just say, here's the plot of this episode. Last episode they were like, we found Mol and Locke. We found their ship. It turns out Locke is dying because of the stab wound. So they bring him on board the Discovery, and they're like, we're gonna fix him up. The breen are coming too. They found out that we have them.
Mm-hmm.
And now the breen are coming, and they want us to give them over. So we need to convince them to let us keep Mol and Locke for as long as we can, at least.
Yeah.
Along the way, they find out some more backstory stuff about Locke and why everything is all so bad and why they want the thing so badly. And they discover the whereabouts of the next clue. End of the episode. We'll go into the major plot point a little later on, but that's the synopsis. Anyway, Max, tell me about the breen.
The breen.
Now, the breen originally in DS9, they kind of existed in they were kind of non-existent for the most part. They were brought in at a certain point to put pressure on the Cardassians. Yeah. Where it was the founders, the Dominion, were partnering with the Cardassians. But then they were really unimpressed by how the Cardassians were dealing with the Dominion War. And they started to flirt with the breen a little bit. Like, hey, you guys maybe want to join up with us and take over for the Cardassians leading up this war? Yeah. That's basically what they were, guys in suits, and that's all they did. All we knew about them was that they were angry. They were
they were kind of
nice.
They were not nice, and like the big kind of gambit they had was that they had weapons, ship weapons that could disable shields on ships and stuff. And that was like fucky. Like they were like the Federation was absolutely unprepared about that. Like with that, like that's why there were so many casualties. And for the Federation in DS9 is because the shield technology kind of was useless at one point, you know. And when you get a breach, you're kind of fucked, you know. In space. But yeah, the breen, so they were kind of like not really, they were very secretive in DS9. We didn't really learn much about them. And at one point they just kind of told the Dominion to fuck off, and they fucked off, didn't they? They literally just went like, you guys are losing, we're getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah, they dipped. They saw the tides turning and they dipped.
Yeah.
And then they didn't really come up again, ever.
Yeah, exactly.
It was like, that's it, we're done with the breen.
So...
Luckily, Discovery is brave enough to say, we'll develop them. Here's the breen. Everybody wanted to know more about the breen. Here you go. Tell me about the breen.
They have the blood ritual bond thing, like bounty. They have like bounty. A weird like monarchy system. Like they have like vassals and stuff like that. And they call them, of course, different names and stuff like that. But they're basically monarchy.
Twist, who's next in line for the Emperor's throne? It was Locke the whole time.
Yeah, the Locke, which is to be the primary heir of a king or like imperator, what would they call him, like an imperator or something like that? They call him
imperator.
I don't know. And make him do fucking like
he was just duty. He was just in the fucking shipyard loading boxes.
Yeah, and I was like, maybe
really?
I get it, but at the same time, maybe because they kind of say that like, oh, he like fucked up, so now he's put here. But at the same time, if your like empire is so like fragile that like as soon as you die, everybody wants to like immediately like take over the throne, I think that the breen imperator should have like considered that, not doing that, you know?
Yeah, I think usually you don't want to take like basically the only blood heir to the throne and be like, all right, Buster, you're grounded. Get out in the yard and rake the leaves.
Yeah.
All right.
At least do it safely, not, you know, in a way where, you know, he's not going to fuck up, basically, and run away, you know?
He's not going to fuck up and fall in love with an alien lady. And then get married, apparently, in some way.
They, and he's like, abomination.
Yeah. So at the end of the episode, Locke dies. He takes a lot of opioids or whatever.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be taking for the pain, and he overdoses and dies. Yeah. Maul is like, fuck, what the hell? The breen lord guy is like, all right, well, you guys fucked up. I'm gonna kill all of you, and then I'm gonna go take the throne. Great job, Federation. Thank you. I'm gonna go start a big breen war now, and I'm gonna kill all of you guys with my big ship that's just outside.
Because Locke says, or whatever, she says that like, I will tell you where the progenitor technology is, and you can use it to destroy the rest of the the rest of the houses, the breen houses, so you can take over the empire, you know, for yourself. So you don't need an heir; you just use a weapon, you know. The breen are like, why did they do this? Like the biggest thing that fucked me up was like, the breen destroyer got there, right? It got to the Federation headquarters, and the breen destroyer was so huge that it was the Federation headquarters, a space station, was the size of like 1/100th of the actual destroyer. It's like looming over the head, and I'm like, how are these breen have not destroyed the Federation, basically, you know?
No, 100%. It's kind of like,
because
why do what way does the breen allow anybody to exist
if they're so powerful, you know? That,
and it seems like the burn didn't do too much damage to them.
Exactly,
they're still
just
kicking.
Hanging out.
You would have thought if those shits are powered by dilithium all of those
me.
motherfuckers would be dead. There would be no more breen because of the burn.
Yeah.
But instead, they have the burn.
Yeah, and it's
They
just...
did make a point to say, "Oh, the Federation hasn't talked to the breen since the burn happened."
Exactly. Yeah, we don't know what the
Yeah, we don't know anything about them. I like there was a bit of dialogue when they're trying to work out how to save Locke. Hugh is like, "Why we don't know anything about breen, about the breen, so we don't know what to do. I basically can't do anything."
Yeah.
And then 5 seconds later, he's like, "But also, we know this about them, and we know that they get healed by sub-zero temperatures.
Yeah.
So here's something that we could do that might work."
Yeah.
And it's like,
They
okay,
have
you don't have to say that you don't know anything.
They have an ancient, I guess, at that point, like a cryo chamber for breen to heal in. That's another thing. Because, like, I could have thought that, like, when I was, like, saying, why didn't they know he was a breen when they scanned him? Because I could have said, oh, maybe their like bodies dissolve or something like that in the bodies when they die, so they couldn't like,
because they're like goo question mark.
Yeah, question mark. Yeah, but at the same time, they had like enough fortitude to be able to get like the breen like cryo chamber. And so I don't fucking get like it's this. Like I genuinely like the more I think about this and the more I like.
Well, that's your issue, Max.
Comes back to that like quote of like that quote that we read about the progenitor technology. About how like have you ever thought about how like interesting this is? Like the questions that could be asked, and I was like, I don't fucking care, And it's the same thing here with the breen, where they just make them like. They in DS9 they were written as like these opportunists basically of we're just gonna we could fuck up the Federation, why not, it's politics, nothing personal.
We'll join you guys, kill all the Federation. You guys, the Cardassians aren't doing a good job, we'll do it.
Exactly. And it's and then when the Titan were like, all right, bye, and here they're like it's so weird. Like I just can't get over it. Like I'm not saying it's butchering stuff, but at the same time, it's like it's taking these concepts.
It's not so much. Yeah, it's more just like boring as hell.
It's boring as hell.
It's just
exactly.
like they just feel very generic. It's like, but also they've created a scenario in which they are apparently so much more powerful than anybody we've seen so far.
Yeah,
like that shit. Like if you think about the size of like a Borg cube, I don't want to get into like too much power scaling shit.
Yeah.
If you think about like
if
the
a breen,
destructive capabilities of like a Borg cube, and then you look at this big breen battleship, and it's like.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
what are we
I know they found the hyperbolic chamber, Ben. The breen found the hyperbolic time chamber, and they trained in it, to fight Freezer.
They found that one Freezer found where it's 1 day equals 100 years.
Yeah, exactly. And it
was it 10 years?
It's just like and like. The reason I think I feel like there is a reason why basically all of the series, Star Trek series, like from Enterprise, TNG, the original series, and Voyager, DS9, whenever they had battles or they had like guys fighting in space, most of the ships were somewhat of like similar size, because they were supposed to be kind of like, Navy battles, we are on the same level sort of thing, we're maneuvering and trying to, and here it's just like suddenly the breen have like this enormous fucking ship,
it's like at the end of this episode, like they take Maul, the breen take Maul. It's kind of like. I guess it's because Discovery has the key.
Yeah.
Right? But I mean, couldn't you just like hold them hostage? Like you could just point your big guns at this station and be like, give us the keys.
Yeah, exactly.
Give us this shit now.
Yeah, I really don't. especially with the fact that like they showed the fact that they breen the guy that like specifically that breen he just doesn't give a fuck, like, you know. He's just like, although there is the thing. I know you said that you didn't remember how the thing finished. I remember now. I remember.
Explain to me, because I don't remember. I'm gonna be honest. I wrote this at the end of my notes because I realized that I hadn't written anything after, like the Breen guy took Maul away. I think there was like 15 minutes or something left after that. My last note is I just kind of lost interest in the rest of the episode, to be honest. So yeah, regale me.
Like, basically they say that like, Burnham says that like, we're actually negotiating with a different Breen vassal or whatever, powerful vassal.
That's how they get to try and keep Locke before Locke dies, and they're you've got no chips anymore. And
I guess it's like they just say that like, he's like, no, you're bluffing, and then they say like Reyna says the name of the
Reyna says the name, and he talks about her specifically because he had an experience where this Breen warlord came and took over his planet and enslaved everybody and made him a special slave that she tortured or something. I can't remember.
She spared him basically because he fought like a Breen. That's what he said specifically. And then I guess it's but why did he take? Oh, is it because she's technically the because she was married to whatever he's called.
The reason
is it now she's in line for the throne? Is that
so? Here's the thing I put before my note about losing interest. I put the Breen guy should just shoot Maul. To be honest, like there's really no reason to keep her. She's like, I know where the next thing is, but I don't think she does because she didn't have the clue that Discovery had, right? It's not like she's actually of any use at all because Discovery have all of the pieces of the key and the next clue. So really, T should have just like shot her immediately and then been like, all right, we're going to blow up you and your space station. I know you have a spore drive and you could just like zip out of here, but we're going to kill everybody there really easily. You don't even need to like shoot them. We can just like fly into them. Then they will crash upon us like waves on our rocks, you know?
They could have literally said that like, you know, they were already on Discovery, weren't they? Like with the teleport. They could have said, all right, we're boarding your ship. Like we're not going to let you jump away. There's lots of reasons
it could have gone, but instead he's like, damn it, this fucking stupid prince had a fucking Vegas marriage with this weird woman. By the way, I gotta say, this episode has firmly cemented the fact that, like, Maul is not a smart character at all. She's really, really stupid. She's actually a really, really stupid character. They just give her a lot of, like, tools. They just give her a bunch of like tools that aren't set up and gadgets and stuff that the others don't know about. Like when she had like active camo this episode, when Locke like did his thing to his diversion so she could like run off. She has fucking active camo in her body.
Under
the like
skin.
A cybernetic fucking
it was like a cybernetic enhancement. I was
and
like,
it's like, since when do we have this shit? Why do we have like?
Wouldn't that get picked up on scans too if they teleported like a
teleporter? They just give her a bunch of like she has no intelligent plan whatsoever. Even at the beginning, the whole reason they find them is because they have the dumbest SOS code in the world. Their ship is beaming out a special offer for smugglers or whatever it's called. Special offer. Inquire within, and and Burnham is like, this is smuggler code for an SOS, and it's like,
I think it's a book. I think he said that. I don't know.
One of them. I think Burnham says it because she was a smuggler for like
and
it's like
Book had to do something this episode. That's why, because he does the
he does the empathy thing to find out where the next clue is. Anyway, I don't know, not to nitpick too much, but it's like, what if somebody is like, hi, I'm here for the special offer.
They just
like
steal his ship.
I guess.
Something like that. That's what
I feel like that's something you could work into the dialogue, but instead they just say it's a secret SOS code, which is more implying that a smuggler would hear that and go, "Oh, I need to go help him out."
Yeah.
And not that somebody might hear it and go, "Ooh, special offer! Don't mind if I do," and then they get their shit right.
They just get
because the latter does make more sense, but it's written to imply instead that it's a secret code for "please help us," which is dumb. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, they have that plan. The Federation picks them up. The Star Trek picks them up. And then the Breen find out about them as well, and they're like, "Do you have a plan for this at all?" And they're just like, "Yeah, I prefer winging it." It's like, you fucking moron. You guys are stupid.
Yeah.
You're really just an idiot. What a terrible character. But she's smart because she has a bunch of information that nobody else knows, which makes her intelligent. The people writing the story gave her the script ahead of time, so now she knows what's going to happen.
It's like she's doing the Alan Wake, you know. She's she has the script pages, you know.
Yeah, that's what progenitor technology do.
Yeah, it's
just the Alan Wake typewriter. Typing. It's the Alan Wake typewriter, bro. There was a funny Jet Reno joke. She said she was working on a bar for a bit, and she said, "You should have tried my 7 of limes."
Yeah,
and I kind of rolled my eyes, but at the same time, I was like, "All right."
Yeah, I could do this. I could. I don't mind you, Jet Reno.
First of all, is the implication of that she worked in the bar after coming forward in time? Because if not, where does that pun come from? Because 7 of 9 didn't exist until like fucking 150, 200 years after.
That's
Second,
true. That is true.
Second, she references holodeck adventures, which again, that shit didn't exist until after your time. So unless they're doing it, I don't think they don't really have holodecks now. They just have their rooms and they go hologram. And then it turns it on.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
It's
so
no,
a couple,
she read it in, like,
a couple
books,
pushing,
you know?
pushing my glasses up, like, actually, Alex Kurtzman, I think you'll find that 7 of 9 did not exist when Jet Reno was around.
She wrote a bunch of, she read a bunch of, like, reports, because she had to catch up on, like, what happened in Picard, you know? And she read about 7 of 9 or whatever.
Another thing this episode is that they really didn't give a shit about universal translators, like, at all.
Yeah, it was really weird, wasn't it? It was, like, very
because
weirdly focused on
that.
They
would get the Breen, it seemed like, made a conscious effort to not talk English at first, so they could, like, have secret messages, essentially.
Yeah.
Which implies, like, okay, so the universal translators, I guess they don't know Breen language exactly. Yeah. But then, fucking Saru's girlfriend or whatever understands Breen. So it's like, well, why can't they just hear what he's saying because of the universal translators?
I think they did have the universal translator, but it's just like, it was really weird. Like, there was a very weird focus on that sense. Without, like...
the focus is because narratively you're supposed to see the scene and you're supposed to understand this guy's an asshole.
Yeah.
He's saying a bunch of stuff that he doesn't want them to know in Breen language.
He's saying a bunch of xenophobic stuff, you know.
Yeah. And then on the flip side of that, they actually do know what he means because the Federation is smart and cool and awesome.
Yeah.
And then he's like, now he's on the back foot a bit because he's like, fuck, my ability to say secret messages to my people won't work because these people understand my language. Unfortunately, in this timeline, everybody should understand everybody's language. In the year 3100, we've had universal translators for like 800, 900 years at this point.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to think that the Breen language isn't loaded in on that shit?
Yeah, I don't fucking...
I like that there's a bit
I feel like there was a bit in DS9 where they didn't understand the Breen. I have like a weird.
But that makes sense. But here's the thing: I get.
But
if you want to set up, we don't know Breen language. That's fine. But you then can't also have a character go, holds up their hand. I actually know what he's saying because I know the Breen language. Because then it's like, well, what is it? Do they not know it? Can they not put it in the universal translator? Can they put it in? I liked a bit early on when the admiral or whatever, he was playing the message they got from the breen ship back.
Yeah.
And at first he plays it in breen, which is just like angry garbling.
Yeah.
It's like, why did you have you could have
It's
just
like
played
static
that in
noise,
English?
basically. Like,
Yeah, it's basically
really
goes
distortion and static noise, yeah.
But then he like runs. He's like, "Here's the translated version. We're the breed, and we're coming. We want to take Mullenlock now." And it's like, why didn't you just fucking play that verse, brother?
And also, technically, it was a message to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, the Breen should have known that, like, if let's
they
say
know they can talk, it doesn't make any sense.
They can talk Breen, right? It's like, because, like, the Breens then would send it in, like, galactic common, or I don't fucking know
Some
anything
shit.
else.
But no, they send it in Breen, and then they turn up, and then the guy's talking Breen, and he's not expecting any of them to understand him.
I don't get it.
This shit doesn't make any
What the
sense.
fuck?
Who wrote this episode? Hold on.
And the thing is, like, there's, like, I don't know if you were focused on that
Help me out.
section, but when La'ak or whatever, he overdoses or whatever, or Mock or whatever, he injects himself, and then they push down the barrier, and Hugh comes in, and the La'ak or whatever, Maul, she starts fighting, and they do, like, Kingsman-esque, like, angles. They do, like, you know, close-ups and, like, following of the
that.
And
I
was
too busy
like
running around getting aether currents in Final Fantasy 14.
and I was watching that and I was like, why? I get it that it's like cool, right? I get it's not cool, by the way, because it's not really done well in this show, but it's like we never in this show have done this. Like, we done this sort of cinematography for choreography, like I guess it's cinematography for this specifically because of the camera movement and the way we shoot things, right? This fight scene. And we had fight scenes with Locke and La'a or whatever previously. Maul and Locke. Previously, and I would have understood if they did that since the beginning of the season. I would have been like, all right, I guess if they're fighting, particularly these two are fighting, we do like a more engaged, camera, But no! They just have normal choreography and they shoot it normally with wide shots. And then suddenly in this episode, they do like weird, like Kingsman's camera work. And I'm like, what? That was another thing that like really threw me off, where I was like, is this like a weird version they uploaded onto Amazon Prime? Like,
all right,
Paramount Plus?
Here's the call out. John Dudkowski and M. Raven Metzner, you're on watch. This shit does not fly. This episode was garbage. What is M. David? I can't look at John Dudkowski on Wikipedia, so let's look at M. Raven Metzner. Let's see, he wrote the Elektra movie in 2005.
Oh, fuck, alright. Daybreak! 2000. Oh, that's a TV movie. Fuck.
Dinner Party. Television, though. He wrote, what's some shit?
Clue?
No, Clue, I don't know what that is. Falling Skies, I think that was semi-popular. Sleepy Hollow. Heroes Reborn. Iron Fist Season 2. And now Season 5 of Star Trek Discovery. Wow. We're really pulling out the A-grade material for the finale.
I don't get it. I don't, like, it's so weird. It's so weird.
Bad episode, bro.
It's a bad episode. And I'm really curious about, like, how, like, we're so close to finishing this show. Like, we've got, like, we it's so close. And we've done nothing, and nothing,
shit, bro. I don't know what to tell you. It's just gonna be bad. I mean, we knew this all along. We knew it was gonna be bad. It's interesting how bad they are committed to making it.
Yeah. And I just like
I know it's easy to say why didn't they just make it good, but also at the same time, why did they make it so bad?
Yeah, there are like things that have like very obviously wrong with specifically this episodes and like episodes back that are like you can't argue the fact that they're like correct, like there is. And I made the mistake. I told you I made the mistake of having watched like 2 episodes of DS9 on a plane while I was leaving the undisclosed location because the heat was down finally, and I could return. But I watched it and I was like, fuck, like, is this nostalgia? Is this like some like weird brainwashing that like makes you do the same thing like Red Letter Media does when they see the Enterprise, in Picard?
No, bro, they just wrote good TV back then.
Like, there's just
it's
like
crazy. They just knew how to do it. They had the source.
This beginning of this episode when they, they shift to the Federation headquarters and the Admiral teleports onto the ship and he's like, "You gotta get away. You gotta run away because the breen are coming." Yeah. And Burnham is like,
"No, let's stay and work it out."
Let's stay, and then he's like, "Oh, you have a permission to speak freely," as like a joke, because he's like, But at the same time, like that's just like the way that's how you treat people in this, And I just comparably to, I watched the first episode of DS9, and when you have the scenes with Picard and Cisco, and there's just so much acting in that stuff, there's so much, and I don't get it. I'm not like some fucking, I don't want to come off as like some like, oh, you shouldn't, you military, this is how you treat people and stuff. But it's like, it's not just that. It's about,
I think it's
having
a good example. No, it's a very
barriers for actors, so then they can act. Like, it gives them more tools to like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, they have more stuff to work with, so then they can. Cisco has to keep his composure because he's speaking to Picard, but at the same time he's grieving still because of his wife's death during the Battle of
he's going
to
resign his commission.
Yeah, he's going to resign his commission, and
here's the thing. This is a good example as well, because you compare that scene to in this episode. The meeting they have about the breen coming and Rayner is there.
Yeah.
And they have very similar things where it's like Cisco has a history with Picard that is like deeply traumatic.
Yeah.
Rayner has a history with the breen that's deeply traumatic. In this DS9, everything's still like straightforward and in business, things are they are acting formally and professionally, but in this, he Rayner is letting his emotions go a little bit, and everybody is like, you're being offensive right now.
Yeah, you're being offensive.
Offensive. You need to leave. You gotta get out of here. You're not being woke enough. You'll be PC like us.
Yeah.
Because you're expecting the breen to want to kill us.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad. But then you have DS9 where you have a great scene where Cisco wants to rip Picard's head off because he thinks he killed his wife essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And at the same time, Picard is saying, "Hey, anyway, here's your new job." Sorry. He doesn't even apologize for anything. He's just like, Here's your new assignment.
Yeah, he doesn't apologize, and also, like, Cisco tells him like, this assignment, I'm raising a child alone right now because of what he said specifically from his point of view, what you did. That's the and you're sending me in danger. Like, they literally say, like, specifically they say DS9. When Bashir is like, the frontier, the furthest point in, like, furthest station away from the Federation, like, like it takes Federation space. And it was like, yes, this is fucking insanely dangerous, for like, yeah, and it's like, you get it, you fucking get what's going on, and to be honest, you get Rayner here, you get him, the fact that he's like, he witnessed.
He's not saying it's not because we don't know that he's witness to it, but he's not saying anything unreasonable.
Yeah.
We
guess
as the
we don't,
viewers
yeah.
and the characters are also just aware that the breen are very, very angry.
Yeah.
And are prone to shoot first and ask questions later.
Yeah.
But he's the one who's viewed as out of order here.
Yeah. Maybe it will.
And one to be controlled.
Maybe there'll be a scene later on where they'll talk about this,
I don't think they will. No, because the message of this episode when it comes to Rayner is that he should have told Burnham about his backstory sooner.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because ultimately he gets emotional. That's the issue. Is that everybody else is going, how do we do subterfuge on the breen? And he's like, you can't trust them. They're evil. They're genetically evil. and they're all like, you can't talk like that. You can't talk like that, white baby. And so they kick him out of the ready room. And then at the end, it's like the issue was that you didn't disclose to Burnham sooner that you thought that they were evil because of what you went through. So now the lesson is tell Burnham more. Talk to Burnham. She's smart. She'll understand. And then she'll also use that trauma effectively to get what they want,
Yeah.
Man, it would not have worked if it turned out the breen guy that turned up was the warlord that took over Rayner's planet, because then it would be like, well, now they wouldn't be able to bluff at all. They would have no way of bluffing. Oh man, yeah. Well, it sure is handy, huh? Sure is handy.
Yeah.
This show sucked. Anyway, they know where the next clue is. It's at some secret library in the bad part of space, where the Kazon are. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll find out. Who gives a fuck? 3 more episodes.
Yeah.
Just 3 more episodes.
I don't know, man.
Only 3.
Only 3 more
Only
episodes.
3 more episodes. Max, how was your week?
Yeah, well, actually, that
let's talk
doesn't
about.
matter.
Let's cheer ourselves up at the end.
Because we have something. We have a question that we forgot to answer before from our dear viewer.
Huh?
Ash has asked us
Yeah, we talked
question
about this. We were going to do this at the end of Discovery.
No, there's another question. There was 2 questions in that one post.
Oh, I missed that.
There was, how would we handle the Neelix situation in Star Trek Voyager?
I'll be honest. Like Janeway.
Oh yeah. I was thinking. I was like, how would I do it in a way where I would make. My solution would be I would use the transport and I would create a clone that's also, he's the Tuvix, but Neelix and Tuvok exist also. So we have a third person, basically.
So basically you're saying that the rest of Voyager, they should have had Neelix, Tuvok,
No, they just
Tuvix.
leave him.
They leave him behind?
They give him a shuttle and
they just leave him behind.
And that's the
"Here you
thing.
go,
And then it's like, it's like, what's he called? Jonathan Frakes situation, It's like, he's jaded later on. He comes back and tries to destroy the Voyager,
Yeah, he could have been a good recurring villain, a Q-esque figure.
yeah, exactly. You just have Cuvix. Yeah, he's like suddenly, he comes back and he's like with the Kazon or something like that, trying to destroy Voyager, something like that.
As far as I am concerned, Tuvok and Neelix are not dead if you can bring them back outside of Tuvix.
Yeah.
I
would, that's the thing. I'm a writer in this scenario. I could do whatever I want,
Yeah, that's the thing. I would find the magic crystal on the next planet that lets me make all 3 exist.
Yeah, exactly.
See, that's why Janeway's a stupid bitch, because she didn't go for the magic crystal. She didn't just go for the magic crystal later on.
Yeah, they did the writers didn't give her the easy way out I did. I gave.
I'll
myself.
be honest. Here's the thing. I would have killed Tuvix to bring Tuvok and Neelix back, not because I think we need Tuvok or Neelix back, but because how nice Tuvix is would annoy me.
Oh yeah,
I would get annoyed by how pleasant he was and how much of a tryhard he was.
Yeah.
They would have been like, nah, I cannot spend the next 8 years with this guy on my ship.
I would use Tuvix as a way to try to remove Tuvok and Neelix from the show at the same time.
Yes.
Like then in the next episode, the Betazoid murderer killer kills Tuvix.
I'd keep Tuvix around. I'd make Tuvix my number one. So he was always at my side. And then as soon as there's an issue, as soon as like a Kazon pulls out like a gun on me, I'm gonna grab Tuvix and hold him in front of me and use him as a human shield.
And he disintegrates. Like there's nothing left after he gets hit.
Exactly.
You know?
What if he got disintegrated and then he left behind a baby Tuvok and a baby
Neelix?
Neelix?
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
that'd be fun.
You have to bring them up again, and
you have to
Janeway learns how to be a mother through mothering back Tuvix and
well, instead of that nanny program, that French nanny program.
I didn't realize, but this Captain Life is. I actually never realized I wanted to be a mother, but now
Never did I
do.
realize that I would be the mother of a ship and 2 newborn aliens. I have to take care of my original security officer, Tuvok, as well as an alien we found out here in Helix. They're both babies now.
Yeah.
They're both
And
babies.
And then they have, and then.
Do you think Tuvok would have had the same neurological problem that Tuvok had?
Oh, I guess. When was it called? Campfar or something? Campfar? Is that what it's called?
No, you're thinking of Panfar, which is the sex thing.
Yeah.
I can't remember what.
No, it was a Panfar. It was a Panfar thing, Ben, because he didn't come for so long. It fucked up his brain for later on in life. Like that's what it was. That's why he was like crazy at the end of Voyager. I'm pretty sure. It was.
I think he just had a neurological disease, bro.
No, I don't think so.
I'm pretty
I
sure
think it's the damage from the fact that he was going through the Panfar.
You think he had blue ball? You think he had blue ball so much?
Blue ballitis, yes. Blue ballitis.
Just his brain deteriorated.
Yeah, that's why he got.
I don't think that's the case.
Then
why didn't that happen to Spock on Search for Spock?
Because he got to actually have sex. You know?
He had like 18 Panfars in 12 minutes.
Oh yeah, but Spock is Spock. His brain can take it.
Spock is Spock. That's true.
That's true. Because he also is human. Spock is also human. So
That's
it's
true.
that horniness side is like stronger, but at the same time he has the imaginative capability of to imagine things, fat material, unlike what's it called? Tuvok, yeah.
You mean what is he called?
I don't know. I said it before and I forgot. Like as soon as I tried to think of it again, But yeah, that's how we would solve the Tuvok situation. So hopefully that answers your question, dear viewer.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments.
Let us know in the comments if you would how you would handle the Tuvok
How would you
situation.
deal with Tuvix, huh?
Yeah.
You're smarter than Janeway, right? You'd solve the problem.
Yeah. I would run away with Tuvix and
here's the thing.
Here's
the thing. You could either have 2 guys or 1 guy. I thought the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, huh?
True.
All of a sudden it doesn't now because Tuvix is chill.
Mm-hmm.
Now all of a sudden it's like, well, maybe the needs of the 1 guy outweigh the needs of the 2 guys that are lost because of it.
Well,
It's shameful. I think people overreact too much to Tuvix.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
I feel
Let
like
him die.
die.
Like, clearly everybody on the ship agreed because they were just like fine with grabbing him and dragging him to the
they did literally come into the and drag them away. Executed him. Yeah, it was great. Mm-hmm. And I like how Tuvix and Neelix are like, wow, we're back, and they like just dust themselves off and move on.
What happened? Where did we go? What happened?
I feel strange.
How do you think that factored into Neelix's religion? Like, do you think he was allowed to go to the Grove after he
Yeah,
died then,
maybe
when he
that's the-
became Tuvix?
Maybe that's the reason why he couldn't go to the Grove.
Because he became Tuvix.
Because he became Tuvix for a second,
That's probably
you know?
why. That's
Yeah.
probably why he couldn't go to the Grove when he
That's-
died later on in the
that's
show.
what a shame. Janeway, not only did she kill Tuvix, she also took away heaven from
He
from
also
Neelix.
removed Neelix's ability to go on to the afterlife. You know what? Maybe Janeway does suck.
Because, like, what they didn't realize is that they destroyed Neelix's soul in that when they fixed Tuvix, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
He was just like he was a
so
homunculus.
sad.
We don't realize that he's a homunculus from that point on when he comes back.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's fucked up, man.
you know,
Yeah, I
well-
guess that's got to be the case.
Well, you know.
Alex Kurtzman, hire us. We'll write a TV show.
I'll be
You
so
get these
embarrassed.
hacks to come along and write fucking shit like Discovery. My God.
Yeah. But the thing is that I'm gonna not try to write it, okay? I'll be like, well, I didn't even try at the end of it. I'll be like, oh, I didn't even try to write it.
Yeah, well, it
so
doesn't
then
matter if it's
this-
good or bad.
yeah,
I don't really care,
exactly. And then all the, like, you know, criticism is, like, nullified completely. But I would just be like, I didn't even try to do it, you know?
Yeah, I wasn't actually trying my hardest.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
no.
I didn't, pay $10 billion to get, Cisco back in the show, you know.
Watch the movie Stop Motion. It's a good horror movie. I watched that
Yeah.
this week. Anyway, thanks for listening to Dead Ensigns. Star Trek podcast about Star Trek Discovery. This show sucks and nobody cares or wants to watch it because it's boring. But we're
Yeah.
watching it and we'll tell you about it every week
Yeah.
until it's done. And then we can slide comfortably into that long, dark sleep just like
Yeah.
Burnham.
A good night, you know.
Yeah, that long good night. Just
I know.
like Burnham.
We will go, willingly into that good night after the show. we will
Could
go.
you imagine how crazy it would be if our last episode was so good that we are actually like, you know what, Discovery was worth it just for this
Yeah.
one. This is one of the greatest hours of TV ever produced.
Yeah, I don't know what they would have to do, you know. I don't know what would like
I don't know. That's what I'm saying though. It would have to be like a surprise.
yeah.
And because it's Star Trek Discovery, we would be one of the only 100 people who would know about it.
Yeah. It like becomes like Synecdoche in New York where they walk
yeah.
out of the studio and it like turns out, you know what I mean? Like it like breaks the fourth wall. It follows like the Burnham and like outside in like a normal life, something like it would be like, I don't know, like it would just recontextualize everything in like an insane like way where we would be like, whoa, something like
Thanks
that.
for listening. I've been Ben. This has been Max.
That's me.
You can email us at deadensigns@gmail.com. You can go to Twitter and find us. Listen to us on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, etc., etc. Leave a rating if you can, and if you find us on YouTube, you can leave a comment too, and
Yeah.
subscribe
And like
Bye.
the video.
and do whatever you want. Bye.
Bye.
It's shorted out, sir. We're gonna have to phaser it.
Then what are you waiting for?
Right away, sir.
Faster would be better, Ensign.
I can't, sir. We don't want to...
That's enough.
But, sir...
Stand aside, Carlton. I'm going through. You're alive. Good.